Hello, everyone. Dean on the Street, host of the Dean Blechman Show. It's been an unbelievable 2 days here in Delray Beach, Florida, here on the beautiful intercoastal independent living at Harbor's Edge. And I'm with my greatest fan, my most popular guest to date, my mom, Jean Blechman. Mom, how are you today?
That sounds very funny, Dean. But it has been a wonderful few days with you.
It's
and
been
and doing all these shows have been marvelous.
unbelievable. Mom, I'm having the greatest time of my life, and it is unbelievable as you're approaching this youthful age of 90 that you and I, together, mother and son, that we get to do this and to be involved with something that is truly, I'm getting letters and text messages and emails from people all over the world. They want to hear from you more, and that you have a chance to, with your life and personal stories, to inspire, educate, and you're very funny.
It's hard to believe. The whole thing is very funny. The whole thing.
So listen, we've had an experience the last 2 days. We've gone shopping together. We've gone to Bloomingdale's. We've had a great experience shopping at Bloomingdale's together. We've spent a lot of time at fitness with your world-renowned fitness trainer, Carla Dunlop. We've had some great experiences. I think we could go on and on here for an hour, but I think there's, I mentioned earlier about people all over the world are writing into me about the show and the shows, the Dean Blechman Show, Dean on the Street. But there was one classic, I haven't told you this yet, there's one classic letter that came in this week to the show. It was unbelievable. It gave such emotion and just the experience of reading it. It was just unbelievable. Someone wrote me while they were traveling in Israel, and this person lives up in New Rochelle, New York. We'll be there shortly. And he said he was looking at the internet and looking at his growing up in history. And one day, and obviously he looked up the name Blechman on Google, and he came across the Dean Blechman Show. And he said he played Gene Blechman's show as my first guest. And he said he had to finally write to me that he said that he loves my show. He loved the show that you did with me. And he said that the two of you were an item. He said the two of you were an item when you were 15, 16 years old.
That's amazing.
He said the last time he spoke to you was that when he called you and you and Dad were on the Steve Allen Show, which obviously you and I know that you weren't on the Steve Allen Show. Back then, I think, Mom, it was
the Tonight Show.
The Tonight Show.
Yes.
And he just was going back on history, and
he did call me, but that was 60 years ago.
So
That was 60 years ago.
his name was I'm not going to say any names. We're not going to say any names. But what an amazing story, huh, Mom?
Well, it is an amazing story, and he was an amazing young man. He was a very sweet, nice young boy. And I'm sure today he's a very nice, sweet old man. Because they say whatever you are when you're young, it either gets better or worse. If you're terrible, you get worse, and if you're nice, you get better. So I'm assuming that this man is wonderful at his age.
It's an amazing story, Mom. I mean, can you believe that you were famous and always famous and a celebrity. But now, at this time in your life, you're becoming more and more famous and celebrity through your son's shows.
I can't believe it.
That people are writing in.
At 90, I'm starting a new career. It's hard to believe.
it's really remarkable.
But I'm loving that it's together with my family because that was always the most important thing in my life.
Wow.
And I'm hoping that my beautiful family will continue to do things like this together forever and ever
Right.
with their children and on and on and on. And that will be my biggest joy.
Wow. Wow. I hope so. I think they will, Mom. I think it'll be a great time. You know, this gentleman in his letter, he mentioned a comedian by the name of Buddy Hackett, and comedians more and more are reaching out to me and getting involved with the shows. I'm having a great time with comedians. But he mentioned Buddy Hackett, that he knew Buddy Hackett, and that you knew Buddy Hackett, and that Buddy Hackett came through your house.
Buddy Hackett lived in my house in those years when I knew this young man. He went to school with my brother. He went to the yeshiva on 13th Avenue in Borough Park with my brother. And so he was always in my house. And I disliked him then. He was so grub and so awful as a young girl. I disliked him. When I got older and I saw him on TV, I got to enjoy him and laugh at him.
Wow. Well, there is, Mom, there's a lot of millennials and young generation of people that are listening to this show right now that obviously we're too young for Buddy Hackett. So unless you want to summarize, you know, one of my favorites passed away last week, Don Rickles. I look at the two of them, Buddy Hackett and Don Rickles. Buddy Hackett was more, his material was more of a risky, more of a dirty type of approach than Don's.
Right, and as a young girl, I found that difficult. That's what I found difficult about him. As I got older, I understood that better.
So when you and Dad were on the Tonight Show, because this gentleman said the last time he spoke with you was when I was born.
Yes,
So you and Dad were on the Tonight Show. Who was the host of the Tonight Show back then? Do you remember?
Yes, Jack Lascouli. He was the host when I was on the Tonight Show. Not many people remember him.
So after Jack, it didn't come Johnny Carson. Who came after? Was it Steve Allen after?
I don't recall who came first or what, but I know that the host was Jack Lascouli when I was on the Tonight Show.
Wow. So listen, besides a letter like that came in from this gentleman, which was just remarkable. Who knows? Maybe he'll be a guest on the show in the future.
I would love to be in touch with him or whatever.
Okay. But I get so many also letters and emails and text messages. And the topic that everybody keeps asking me is, how do you have this, approaching 90 years of age, how do you have this beautiful hair?
Well, I find that amazing too, that people are so interested in my hair, because I get that here at Harbor's Edge. Everybody at Harbor's Edge questions my masseuse because they feel that she sees me undressed all the time. They ask her if I wear a wig. They ask her if I wear a wig. And people ask me, do I sleep at night? Do I put my head down on the pillow? And I tell them if they come to see me early in the morning, they'll see me with rollers in my hair or whatever. I'm all messed up. I don't know. This is how I am. And I don't know why people think it's unusual.
Wow, wow. It's amazing that my mother never colored her hair.
No, I never colored my hair all my life.
It's amazing.
I was frustrated as a young girl because everybody I knew colored their hair.
Wow. Mom, you're amazing inspiration to everybody. You really are.
I love you for doing this. And it's absolutely great.
This is
Absolutely great.
I'm having a great time. I'm sorry today's got to end. I've got to move on. There's a
Yeah,
lot
let's
of other.
get down to lunch.
Let's go down to eat. Before I say goodbye to my audience, is there anything else that you want to say before I say goodbye to everybody?
I'm happy that you're all loving me. I was always happy that my children loved me, but now I inherited so many more people. It's great. It's fabulous. Bye now.
On that note, as I always close off, this is Dean on the Street, host of the Dean Blechman Show. And from all of us at the Dean Blechman Show, thank you for being with us today. Bye-bye now.